Ooh, we got another documentary. We got another one, you feel me, by Trap Lord Ross. This is going to be a banger. I already know this is going to be a good one. We got the rapping Hitman with 8 bodies still on the run. Bloodhound Q50. Now, if you don't know, Bloodhound be with Lil Jeff. And I think Lil Scoom, if I'm not mistaken. So he's a demon. Because them the other 2 niggas is demons. He's a demon. We're going to hop into it. We on the road to 200 supporters. Subscribe, comments. Because I love reading the comments. That should make my day, for real, for real. And let's hop into it.
Chicago have been a war zone for decades now. The city has one of the longest histories with gangs
Chicago,
operating in the area,
course.
whether the Black Disciples, Gangster Disciples, Black Peace Stones, or dozens of other gangs that have operated there over the years. There's always groups waving their flag and fighting for dominance in every corner of the city. Gang wars in Chicago were a thing long before drill music emerged in the 2010s, with many of these gang-affiliated youths getting on the mic and documenting the bloody battles on their blocks, creating songs about the violence, many of which became hits. From Chief Keef to Lil Durk to King Von and FBG Duck. The songs these rappers made laid down the history of life in the streets of Chicago through jaw-dropping lyrics about killing and being killed in this treacherous environment. In my recent video, I covered Chicago's newest drill rap star and arguably aspiring serial killer, Bloodhound or Bloody Hound Lil Jeff, the rapping hitman who himself claimed to have killed 11 people.
God damn. We know Jeff. We know how Jeff get. He went out, yeah. He got packed up because he went out on a drill. He was about that life. Lil Monty, Lil Rod, Baby KD, Lil Deuce, D Money. Oh, he killing females too? R.I.P. them.
Before his own untimely death. As those paying attention to the drill rap scene know, Jeff was seemingly on his way to becoming a major star in the scene, powered not only by his catchy music, which at the time was seemingly as hated amongst the drill fans as it was liked, but perhaps even more by his wild antics on social media and brazen lyrics bragging that he had indeed killed 10 or 11 people. But Jeff's rise in the rap game would be stopped before it even truly got started, as in June 2024, he would lose his life in a truly harrowing way, getting gunned down while literally chasing a man into a
was about that life.
House. He would lose his life in a truly harrowing way, getting gunned.
If you know, you know. This is a video on Twitter. If you know, you know. He running on bro. He chasing buddy. Bah, bah, bah. Hey, blood return fire. Fair game. Fair game.
Down while literally chasing a man into a house whilst wildly shooting in his direction, with the security camera video of these events going viral soon after his passing, showing the world in 4K the dark truth that Jeff was really living the lifestyle he rapped about. And while Jeff isn't here anymore to take advantage of this virality, it would blow up his already existing fame to a whole new level, making him the latest poster boy for what the new generation of Chicago drill looks like, both on wax and in the streets, where killing has seemingly become so normalized that you have to at least claim to have several murders under your belt to even dream of making a name for yourself in music, and still attempting to catch your next body whilst being contacted by major record labels looking to sign you. However, the story of Lil Jeff's clique, the Bloodhounds, might stay on drill fans' radar after his passing, because Jeff was by no means the only one. As those who follow Jeff's career closely know, he had a right-hand man named Q50 who was seemingly doing everything that Jeff was doing too, including allegedly participating in killing up to 8 people, some of these people possibly being the same victim.
I'm up 8 playing ball like a pro. If I go broke, I'm gonna kick it though. Cuban on rose gold,
that Jeff has been alleged to have killed too, as these two had often referenced in their raps how they used to slide on their ops together. In fact, when it comes to the shooting that would claim Jeff's life, beside Jeff himself, Q50 is seemingly the only other person to have been identified as allegedly being at the scene with Jeff, because while Jeff and his accomplices were wearing masks during their attack, a still image from a security camera would later begin to circulate, showing someone who looks a lot like Q50 carrying the lifeless body of Jeff without a mask, and seemingly wearing the exact same distinctive red tracksuit that one of the shooters at the scene had been wearing too. Indeed, it appears that while Jeff was still alive, Q50 cared more about the streets than rapping, and although he would participate in making music, particularly by featuring on songs together with Jeff, he seemingly had very little interest in pursuing a real career in rap, as he would explain during an On a Couch TV interview in May 2024.
When can we expect like an album from all? It's like at least 5 of y'all, 6 of y'all or something that rap.
I ain't gonna lie, folks. Let me tell you something with that rap. Say something about that rap, folks. I don't really get no about it for real, you feel me? Cause I'm out there, this the meal ticket out there, folks. Let's convert and let y'all. That's the, you know, they the meal tickets of this. I'm out there, so I don't even get no about that.
What? That's the meal ticket. So you gonna, what's the word? You gonna leech off them niggas? That's kind of crazy, but that's your brother, I guess.
You know?
However, this would all seemingly change after Jeff's death, which was followed almost exactly a month later with the death of their good friend and Bloodhound affiliate, Lil Scoom, another highly popular and up-and-coming rapper who had arguably recorded and released the most music out of all of the members of that group. With both of these popular rappers and very close friends of Q50, Lil Jeff and Lil Scoom now being out of the picture, Q50 himself would seemingly decide to take rap more seriously to carry the torch for the Bloodhounds. This can be seen with his musical output, with him dropping several solo songs with music videos in recent weeks, these videos all gathering hundreds of thousands of views. Q50 had clearly been paying attention to how Jeff was making a name for himself with his seemingly overly audacious and possibly self-incriminating lyrics. For example, on Jeff's song Ah, which appears to describe the real murders of 2 high school students with a brazenness that has perhaps never been seen before in rap. And from here, Q52 students.
Damn, Ross, you're not gonna read it for us? I got you. He was screaming ah when we got that hit. Ah, real tough on the net. Now he on the floor looking like a bitch. Just walked in the list with 2 hats. Really stepping in blood. Niggas know how he get. He ain't get a catch. Fuck. He ain't get a chance to run. Can't say that he tripped. No. Bounced up with the 4 sticks, 2 niggas got hit.
With a brazenness that has perhaps never been seen before in rap. And from here, Q52 will begin to drop increasingly outrageous bars himself, like saying how he shot someone 10 times before Jeff shot them 5 times, and then literally saying the name of the alleged victim as an ad-lib. And that's just one example, because the more you look into Q50's lyrics, particularly the more recent lyrics, the more it begins to seem that he is in fact describing actual crimes that happened, often even providing ridiculously specific details about those crimes, like what model of car they were driving during the hit.
Yes, but we have a play for that Grave Maxima Nissan. It's gonna be
self-snitching at its finest.
67 at Everhard, right?
And for last team going southbound on Everhard.
But perhaps the craziest part of all this is the fact that unlike Lil Jeff, whose bold lyrics about committing nearly a dozen murders went viral and became the topic of debate amongst drill fans after his death, Q50 on the other hand is actually still alive and evading the police in Chicago and beyond.
Oh,
and
he's on the run?
About having killed 8 people for the whole world to hear, and still actively dropping music at a rate that would put some of the biggest rappers to shame. Q50 is something like a modern day outlaw, and despite his incredible talent for music, the unfortunate truth is that unless he changes his ways and distances himself from the streets, his story
my nigga Ross building up the hype.
2 ways. With the question being, will the authorities crack the case and catch up with him before his rivals in the streets do? So in this video, we'll be taking a closer look at who exactly is Lil Jeff's right-hand man, Bloodhound Q50, true stories behind some of his wildest lyrics, and try and answer once and for all, is this rapping hitman on the run likely to make it out of the streets for good?
Oh shit, okay. Why is shit blurred out? Oh shit.
Where 3 people have been wounded by gunfire at a McDonald's restaurant on Chicago's South Side.
Shooting at the Mickey D's?
So, SAS about McDonald's.
More info for the police, 95th and Lafayette. 2 male blacks jumped back into a white Infiniti. Last seen going northbound on Lafayette. Possible 4 occupants.
Police are doing everything they can to find the person who shot and killed a 19-year-old.
How do y'all move out here? Everybody probably see y'all got the Z-Money tattoo on your face. It's probably real noticeable.
You know that.
Y'all basically let us know who that too. We see y'all keep his name alive every chance y'all get.
That's cuz. That's our cousin, folks. Me and folks' cousin. You see.
Alright, this bit 2 hours long. We gotta hop straight into it. Keep this shit moving.
Q50's mother's old Facebook account. Gary is a city with an industrial working class history which has been deeply affected by the disappearance of manufacturing jobs in the US, making the city lose over half of its population since the 1960s. It's also a city with a rich African American history, and Gary still has one of the largest black populations per capita in America. However, Q50's family from his mother's side seemingly grew up in the...
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I'm trying to hop straight into the action. If you want to watch it, feel free to go to Trap Lord Raw's video. I'm trying to get straight into the good stuff. All right, here we go. The murder of Boogie.
In October 2022, Lil Jeff, or Bloodhound Lil Jeff as his artist name is called, would begin his rap career, dropping his first song and music video titled The Bloody Family together with JB Bin Laden, and the name of the song being an obvious reference to the Bloodhound gang. Since the beginning, Jeff was rapping like he was really truly about that life, dropping bars like how he bought himself a gun when he hopped off the porch, and now he's killing people like it's a sport. Q50 too can be seen in this music video wearing a COVID mask, whilst doing entertaining drill antics like using a Draco for weightlifting. Also in the music video for the song Knuck If You Buck by Vert, released some weeks later at the end of October, Q50 can be seen holding 2 handguns with drum magazines, showing just where he might have gotten his name from, as he would later also rap in his songs. Clearly, around this time, Q50 was already knee-deep in the gang lifestyle, after seemingly having begun to increasingly hang out with the Bloodhounds at least since the previous year, and now having finished his high school years, as well as having seemingly moved to Chicago. However, it would still be several months before Q50 himself would eventually begin to rap in the spring of 2023, but while Q50 wasn't yet rapping, it appears that he may have been getting involved in other, far more sinister activities that the Bloodhounds were allegedly involved in too, because only about a month after the release of Lil Jeff's Bloody Family music video, a murder would take place that Q50 has later referenced in his songs numerous times. On the 10th of November 2022, a 29-year-old OG of the 9-5 mob called Bougie, real name Rodney Strong, as well as his brother and mother, were visiting their local McDonald's, which is located only 0.2 miles away from the corner of 95th and Wentworth that the 9-5 mob claims. This is in fact the very same McDonald's where all the way back in 2013, someone would shoot infamous drill rapper Lil J in the buttocks. Anyway, while Bougie and his family were in front of the McDonald's, another car would suddenly pull up, with several men hopping out of the car, armed with handguns and a rifle, beginning to shoot at them.
602 Sam.
Go ahead, 602 Sam.
Hey, we're getting shot spotter, 13 rounds at 51 West 95th Street on the street. Hey, we're getting another shot spotter for 1 round on 9443 South State, and that's on the sidewalk, and it looks like there's a person down. Alright.
This nigga went to McDonald's to get a McRib and a Danish and got smoked. Shit not safe for real. Shit ain't safe for real. Can't even eat no food now. You can't eat no food now. At the McDonald's, come on now. It's kids playing in there. Like, what is we doing?
The McDonald's, right at the front door.
10431. We're also getting a call of a person shot. Yes, we're getting one person shot, a woman shot in the arm at 95th and Lafayette at that McDonald's. We got 2 people shot.
God damn.
631, we're getting another one at 95th.
Another one? God damn.
Line, another person shot.
560 on the zone, 560.
Go ahead, 560.
We got a person shot, actually, 2 at this McDonald's, 95th Street. I'm going to need a couple 360 cars, super bus, some crime scene team. We have a lot of people.
That's a big ass McDonald's. What the hell? I ain't never seen no McDonald's that fucking big. Yeah, they had to have a little playground in there too, so they shooting with kids in the vicinity. Like that word? Yeah.
Over here. Doesn't look good.
10-4, we have cars coming your way.
Where's the crime scene at?
At the McDonald's. We got 1 at the red line and 632s with the other victim. I'm sorry, 631s with the other victim.
633.
Go ahead, 633.
We got one more shot. 602 Sam.
602 Sam.
That person shot over there. There is a white Infinity sedan. It left the area going southbound down the wrong way. On
White Infinity.
95th, northbound.
Infinity? Hold on. Infinity? Q50 is an Infinity? Hold on. I didn't crack the code. I didn't crack the case. Q50's Infinity? That's tough. Coincidence? I think not.
It's a total of 3 people shot over here. 2 males, 1 female.
10-4. I got some more info for the police. 95th and Lafayette. 2 male blacks jumped back into a white Infinity. Last seen going northbound on Lafayette. Possible 4 occupants.
Well, we need another info over here.
We got them rolling.
Alright, I got info on 2 of the victims shot. First,
let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Incident. Responding to cause of person shot upon arrival. Rodney. Unresponsive. I'm sure that's Boozy. Rodney, who transported, was pronounced. Yeah. Offenders came out, started shooting. Boom, boom, boom. Outside the McDonald's. 3 of the unknown take out 2 handguns and 1 rifle. Began firing. Strong. Rodney standing in front of McDonald's was struck. Unknown fled the scene.
victim, 1 gunshot wound, center back into the left butt. His last name is Strong, common spelling. First name
R.I.P.
His
him.
brother shot multiple times.
God
Same last
damn.
name. First name Rodney.
Shot multiple times, 10-4.
Immaculate
What's their
aim.
condition? 614, what are their conditions?
Rodney, he's extremely critical, and he's up, he's moving, he's talking, he's in good condition.
Breaking
How the fuck is he critical but in good condition? What are we talking about?
news at the 5 o'clock hour. 3 people have been wounded by gunfire at a McDonald's restaurant on Chicago's South Side. Now to a shooting at McDonald's restaurant. 3 people have been wounded.
Our Mayor Kawash is live at the scene there. This is 95th and Lafayette on the South Side. Eric?
Cheryl Allen, still quite the scene here from police as they have this entire McDonald's blocked off right off the Dan Ryan. As of right now, Chicago Fire tells us there are 3 victims in this shooting. Their ages ranging from 29 to 49 years old. Witnesses
29 to 40? Why are we still gang banging? Yo, pack it up, bro. 29 to 40? What are we doing?
tell us this was kind of sparked by a drive-by.
You gonna sit your ass down somewhere, start a family or something.
Vehicle here near 95th and Lafayette. Now, officials tell us there are some shell casings inside that McDonald's here, which again is closed right here. It's still not clear what sparked the shooting, but we know the 3 victims are being treated at nearby hospitals. 2 of the men listed in critical condition and a female also seriously hurt. We just spoke to a pastor who has a church right nearby. He came over here just after those shots were fired.
On the day that's supposed to be, you know, the last warm day of the year, you're right after the elections, so we can see if, you know, some of these people are going to do what they say. And they got a good example today. It's a violent day in the city, and definitely
it's a violent day every day in the city
here while people are trying to come home from work.
So again, all signs of a tragic scene here. 3 victims in the hospital. Police continuing to work through this entire investigation. There were reports of several rounds of gunfire coming from that vehicle. So we're expecting another update from Chicago Police. As we continue to learn more this evening, we'll keep you updated. Alan, Cheryl.
2 of the victims, the brother and mother of Bougie, would survive, but unfortunately, Bougie wouldn't be so lucky, as he appeared to be the main target of the attack and would get shot numerous times, passing away later at the Advocate Christ Medical Center.
Now to a breaking news update, a shooting right in front of a popular McDonald's. 1 man is dead, 2 others hurt.
Pastor Donovan Price says he's saddened to hear about this incident, not only because of those injured and killed during the shooting, but also because it's on that very same corner where he does a lot of his anti-violence and community outreach.
That shit don't work.
Thursday night, crews boarding up the windows of this McDonald's on 95th Street, just off the Dan Ryan, where police say a woman and 2 men were shot.
Apparently a car pulled up with an individual who opened and shot at least 29 shell casings.
29?
So it was quite a shooting.
Just before 3 p.m., a 49-year-old woman was shot in the arm. She's expected to be okay. A 27-year-old man was shot in the back and is in good condition. And a 29-year-old man was shot multiple times and died, according to police.
So, boom. Bougie was the main target. He got it the worst. R.I.P. respectfully. He got it the worst. He caught multiple. The other 2 just happened to be standing next to him, which is why you don't be affiliated with these types of individuals. Lessons to be learned. If they got smoke in this city, don't be next to them, because you will get hit too. Bullets don't have a name. They was all for him, but 2 of them caught astray.
It's unclear if the 3 are related or if they were the target of the shooting.
One of the young men that got shot, he went running back into McDonald's, and a CTA bus operator caught him as he fell. One ran around the back by the Maxwell Street hot dog stand, and he succumbed to his injuries. He fell.
At the scene, clothing and bullet casings scattered all along the sidewalk.
Tragic at such a busy street during almost during rush hour time. What could have happened is perhaps what we should be thankful for in the midst of the tragedy.
Yeah, police are still investigating this shooting, and so far, no one is in custody.
Only around 12 days after the murder of Bougie, there would be another shooting near that same McDonald's, which had reportedly begun after an
Close it down. Close. Oh, how long? A week later?
Days after the murder of Bougie, there would be another shooting near that same McDonald's.
Yo, close it down. I ain't gonna lie, close it down. Shooting leaves teenager girl wounded near 75th Street. was shot in the right leg. Which one's spilled into him? The next one's taken in. God damn.
McDonald's,
The
which had
fuck going
reportedly
on out
begun after an
there?
altercation at the restaurant. It would seem that McDonald's had had enough of these incidents and they would close the location for good in early 2023. But this is certainly not the only McDonald's that's had to deal with extreme levels of violence in Chicago. And in fact, only a few months before the murder of Bougie, McDonald's CEO would raise an alarm over the escalating amount of violence at their restaurants in the city. According to one somewhat tongue-in-cheek political theory from 1996 by the Pulitzer Prize-winning author and political commentator Thomas Friedman, who came up with the Golden Arches theory, that says that the presence of McDonald's restaurants are actually a sign of a nation reaching a level of economic development and stability, with the country getting a McDonald's indicating that it has a strong enough middle class to support the fast food chain, as well as building strong economic ties with other similar nations.
What? It's McDonald's in the hood. Realistically, it's a McDonald's damn near every block in the hood. Keep it a bean. I ain't gonna lie to you. I know a cool 4 of them that's probably like at least a 5 to 10 minute drive away from each other.
And as the theory goes, no two countries that both have a McDonald's have ever gone to war against each other. But the fact that the McDonald's couldn't stay open in the 9/5 mob hood says a lot about how dangerous the area was, that it was affecting McDonald's at a corporate level. And in
you know how reckless and dangerous that intersection or city is to close a McDonald's, my nigga? You close down his business because that motherfucker got shot up multiple times? Yo, how do niggas live out here?
Indicating that this area is indeed as dangerous as some of the conflict-ridden nations which are too damn wild for McDonald's to even want to set up shop there. While this theory is about nations, the economic inequality between the haves and have-nots in Chicago and the effects like crime that follow on from such inequality are clear.
The most segregated major metropolitan area. I live in Los Angeles. I don't even know what this chart means for real. I don't even know what that means.
Clearly reflected in certain areas of the city, which have seemingly reached the levels of instability where even fast food chains like McDonald's struggle to keep their businesses open there. And that also goes to show how hard life is for the residents there too. Because if the McDonald's can't stay open due to violence, then people in the area can't go and work there for an honest employment, closing yet another avenue of economic opportunity in the area and forcing even more young people to turn to crime to get by. It's truly a vicious cycle. But anyway, there would seemingly be no strong leads in Bougie's murder, even with the details about the suspects being incredibly.
Out of all the documentaries that we have reacted to, y'all have watched, do Chicago PD solve anything? Like, yo, do they solve anything? Like, what is their solve rate? Suspect 1, unknown. Suspect 2, unknown. Suspect 3, once again, unknown. Police ain't doing shit out there but getting paid. They ain't solving nothing.
Vague, as the assailants had seemingly covered their faces and bodies almost perfectly. But there would be clues about who might have been involved circulating amongst the local drill rappers. In April 2023, Q50 would begin his rap career, releasing the song and music video titled Big 3, which would include verses from Jeff and the Bloodhound member Slimito, aka Queese. Q50, who is dressed in all black while wearing a ski mask, begins his verse by also stating that when he stepped out in this gear, somebody died. But it wouldn't be until his next song, titled Coffin, which also includes verses from Jeff and JB Bin Laden, that Q50 would begin referencing the murder of Bougie, as he raps that someone should go pick their brother up before saying, "Now that's disrespect," and F95. These lyrics seemingly being aimed directly at Bougie's brother.
Here we go. Niggas know how I'm bumping. Go pick your brother, bitch. Now that's disrespect. F95, new pack coming next. Run up, get close. I'ma do it the best.
Who was there that day. After Coffin, Q50 would seemingly not pay much thought to rapping, as he would only drop 2 songs officially, neither of these seemingly mentioning anything explicit about Bougie. But he was by no means done with the dissing, and after Lil Jeff's death, as he would begin to pay much more attention to his rap career, the dissing would continue on both songs.
That McDonald's on 95th, damn near the best one. They better not ever close that motherfucker. McDonald's on 95 got bad customer service. I wish somebody closed that motherfucker. Okay, nigga, eat him a chicken.
songs and on social media. In his track Splash Bros, released with a music video in July 2024, Q50 raps that since 9-5 Mob want a troll, you should ask them about McDonald's, with this being yet another clear reference to the murder of Bougie, even adding an ad-lib after the bar saying that the McDonald's got closed due to this incident, with the diss seemingly being prompted by the fact that 9-5 Mob were trolling Jeff after his death. Indeed, amongst other disses, on June the 8th when Jeff was killed, a member of the 9-5 Mob would write a tribute to Bougie on social media, and then, on Jeff's posthumous birthday on the 14th of July, Bougie's brother himself would post on his social media how it's a dead dude's birthday, and then writing "Happy birthday, bitch." Q50 would also rap on Splash Bros how he jumps out of the Infiniti Q50 make of car to do a hit with his 50-shot magazine, a bar which he's also repeated in other songs. Now, in the case of Bougie's murder, there's no clear indication that this specific model of car was used in the hit, but one of the leads that police would get immediately following the shooting would indeed be the fact that the suspects were driving a white Infiniti sedan.
Got some more info for the police. 95th and
Q50, lock them up.
Blacks jumped back into a white Infiniti. Last seen going northbound on Lafayette. Possible 4 occupants.
Q50 would then continue by rapping how he went up 8.
On Lafayette.
Okay. Pete.
Male blacks jumped back into a white Infiniti. Last seen going northbound on Lafayette.
We got the car, white Infiniti, right? We got the white Infiniti. Boom. The 4 suspects hopped back in that motherfucker. Nobody tried to find the car. Nobody scouted the area. Nobody like, yo, if you see a white Q50 going this way, you know, pull that motherfucker over. Nobody thought about that. Like, they got to be speeding away, right? They got to be some type of cameras, bro. It got to be some type of license plate. Yo.
Possible 4 occupants.
Q50 would then continue by rapping how he went up 8 bodies and people know he's a real killer, before saying how somebody's mum was in the way during a hit, but she got shot too, exactly what had seemingly happened during the murder of Bougie. Then, in August, AMF Visuals' YouTube channel will drop a vlog about shooting a music video for Q50's new song 762.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I'm like, I know what you're saying, because it's just like, I got you. That's how I looked up. That's how I looked up doing this video. Y'all tell me. Moving around. That's how I looked up before. Oh, I'll be sound for it's stiff ass.
Unfortunately for Q50, this song, among many others, would end up leaking before the official release of the music video, something that would seemingly piss him off a lot, though the song would eventually get an official release in August 2024. In the song, Q50 would make his most direct disses towards Bougie so far, as he raps how Bougie had tried to run and had tripped, and that's why he got
Glock 29 with a switch. And you know that bitch came with a grip. Please don't run, don't trip. That's how Bougie got his ass killed. Close me. I don't want to work no shits.
Killed, before making yet another reference to McDonald's being closed, saying that he doesn't want to work shifts there anyway. Then, in another song by Q50 and Jeff titled Should Have Ducked, which was leaked soon after, Q50 raps how someone was stealing from the Bloodhounds, so he hopped out broad day and caught that person's friend together with his brother, which seems like yet another reference to Bougie and his brother, with the implication being that someone affiliated with the 9-5 mob may have been stealing something from the Bloodhounds, causing them to retaliate. Although in all fairness, this particular lyric could also reference the much more known double murder of 2 high school students in downtown Chicago that Lil Jeff and the other Bloodhounds have also claimed responsibility for. In any case, the dissing wouldn't stop there, because in yet another leaked song titled Kill Switch, which includes verses from Q50, Jeff, and a Bloodhound affiliated rapper called T-Slick, Q50 aims his disses again directly towards Bougie, saying that when he died, his friends did nothing but a diss song in response. Lil Jeff too had previously made a similar remark in his song Tony Montana, released in April 2024, but at the time, it wasn't clear whom he was talking about. The diss that Q50 and Jeff are likely referring to is a little known song titled Get Even by a 9-5 mob rapper called Mark from 9-5, which was released about a month after Bougie's murder. In the song, Mark raps how they're sliding through the 9, which is likely a reference to the 79th Street that the Bloodhounds claim, before saying how they took a loss and need to get even, which seems to be a clear reference to Bougie. Mark also directly states how they shoot people for Bougie, before saying how they stand over a hound and overkill him, the reference to the Bloodhounds now being crystal clear. He then further continues how the murder of Bougie turned him up, so he's going to slide through the 7-9 and shoot it up, before continuing to explain how another rapper is dead because they hit him up, and then seemingly telling a rapper to stay inside and stop trolling because they know his face. While Q50 wasn't still rapping at the time this song was released, Lil Jeff certainly was, and it just so happens that he had dropped a song and music video titled I Love My Draco together with Vert at the end of November 2022, just 20 days after Boogie's murder, and 15 days before Mark would release his diss. The name of the song I Love My Draco is interesting in its own right, given that one of the guns used in the murder of Boogie was supposedly a rifle. Because while a Draco is technically not a rifle, it certainly looks like one, as well as using the same bullets that many assault rifles also use. The music video begins with a clip of Jeff and Vert sliding in traffic, with Jeff using a shirt as a mask while they listen to the song Should've Ducked by Lil Durk and Pooh Shiesty, with Jeff rapping along to the lyrics about being Mr. Leave No Evidence.
Damn. That bass is basic.
The song then starts with the music video showing about a 1-second clip of someone who looks like Q50 holding up a gun to the camera. This being one of the very few times that Q50 is actually on camera in the video, as if him showing up at the beginning masked up was simply to send a message. Interestingly, Lil Jeff is also masked up in the video, with the last image that Boogie may have seen before he was gunned down being these two masked up guys running up on him. The video as a whole then is likely explaining why 9-5 Mob may have taken it as Bloodhounds trolling them. Mark would then end the dissing of the Bloodhounds on his song by rapping how they're shooting with switches and another person will be dead on Cottage Grove. This street of course being the largest and busiest street in the Bloodhounds or Drill City's hood, where numerous people have lost.
Shooting near 79th and College Grove. 79th and College. Hell no! That's a no-go zone. What the fuck? Hell no. Hey, 79th near Cottage? Don't go over there.
Lost their lives. However, despite even 9-5 Mob seemingly admitting that the Bloodhounds were behind this murder, there are also other theories about who might have been responsible. These rumors revolving—
Hold on, make sure we're still recording.
around 9-5 Mob's more close by ops, such as a set called Nateville and another set called Rack City, all these three sets being very close to each other. The rumors have even caused debates on places like Reddit, where Jeffologists have gotten mad at people for quote-unquote trying to discredit his work, which I guess is one way to talk about murders if you've been as prolific in them as Lil Jeff supposedly was. These discreditors have even claimed that they have inside sources who have told them that Rack City was actually behind the murder of Boogie. Rack City are certainly no strangers when it comes to violence, and members of the set were recently charged with a RICO case in connection with the murder of a man named Ogonia Okiki. This murder allegedly being committed by Rack City against none other than 9-5 Mob, which the news report referred to as the Princeton Park GDs. But to be clear, in the end, nobody has seemingly been charged for the murder of Boogie, and thus there is seemingly no credible evidence against either the Bloodhounds or Rack City.
End result, unsolved.
Clearly, one gang has been way more eager to claim it than the other, and while it's difficult to say if Boogie's murder is Q50's alleged first one based on his lyrics, it seems to hold a special place in his heart for one reason or another. In any case, what does seem clear based on Q50's lyrics is that going forward, his capacity for violence would only increase, but it wouldn't be his ops who would get hurt, because in 2023, Q50 himself would seemingly come within an inch of his own death.
My nigga Q50 got smoked? Not smoked, he got shot at?
As I discussed in my Lil Jeff video, 2023 is when the violence in the street would seemingly get personal for the young Bloodhounds, particularly Jeff and Q50, as their cousin and beloved Bloodhound member Z Money, real name Zaire Nelson, would be gunned down near his hood while sitting in a car in a parking lot of a dry cleaners. Chi-Town Crime Chasers Facebook page would be near his hood.
Chicago, man fatally shot at Avalon. The man 22 was inside the vehicle in the parking lot when another vehicle approached and someone inside opened fire. We don't sit in vehicles for too long. If you got ops, you know they looking for you. We don't sit in vehicles. I just don't get it. Yeah, it's easier said than done, but like, yo, what are we doing? Yo, can't be sitting in vehicles now. I ain't gonna lie to you.
While sitting in a car in a parking lot of a dry cleaners. Chi-Town Crime Chasers Facebook page would be at the scene shortly after, filming the police investigating the scene, while in the comments of the video, Q50's mother would react to the footage, clearly personally affected by the death of her cousin. Paying tribute to him, both Jeff and Q50 would get Z Money tattoos at the top of their eyes, as well as a bunch of Z's tattooed on their index fingers, aka trigger fingers. Z Money's murder has never been solved, but it's clear from all the online rumors that the blood—
What did he say? Unsolved. These niggas can't do shit. If you want to catch a body, go to Chicago. They ain't solving nothing out there. What the hell?
Bloodhounds consider their old friends from Trap City to be behind the hit, this murder now breaking apart the 0679 alliance that these two sets had formed over a decade ago. But it's unclear how much Trap City themselves were talking about Z-Money's death publicly on social media at the time, but particularly since Jeff's death, they have become much more emboldened to diss him, with the young Trap City rapper Tero, who's a former good friend of Vert, even making a diss track that he would preview on Instagram, the song including a bar where Tero seems to insinuate that the Bloodhounds had pushed Z-Money out of the car before or after he was shot. Tero, together with two Trap City OGs, OTF Black and iTrap Rob, or Trap City Rob, who the internet has painted as Lil Jeff's killer, would even give an interview to the YouTuber X-Man Rico, where they would insinuate that Trap City had fallen out with Drill City or the Bloodhounds due to someone from that side stealing a chain from one of their members.
Cause the way Reddit, this is why I want the clip too. They say his dad from down here, Big J, like that. Big J.
Anybody you got?
Also, his daddy is from down here.
Yeah, fuck used to hang with them. They know what they did.
So, okay.
They know what they did.
So, okay, the Bloodhounds, y'all was cool.
Everybody that got a that was my homie. He stole the chain, bro. We tried like he took it. He stole my homie chain.
Who was that South J or something?
Nah, brother. One of the other guys.
This one of the other. This other one. Folks letting him wear the J. He come back like he got.
Broski ain't got his first two teeth. He ain't got the two teeth in the middle. But he gangbanging. Priorities. Bro ain't got his two front teeth. But he on the block gangbanging, shooting at niggas. And bro looking like he pushing 40. I don't get it.
Got into a high speed with 12. Line saying he lost it. You know what I'm saying? That's how broke they little shit. You know with them, you know?
Yeah.
The young Bloodhounds, on the other hand, have implied that Z-Money's killer is locked up, which is why they can't get their hands on him. With the Chiracologists, they're coming to a conclusion that Z-Money's killer must be a Trap City rapper called Lil Cap.
The people still alive because he booked right now. The people who kill Z-Money is still walking this earth. Hey, this tied on my face for no reason. It's tied on this. Hey. Jail saving his ass.
Who even had a song together with Vert and JB Bin Laden from December 2021, where even Lil Jeff makes a quick cameo. The older Bloodhounds too, like Derm, would also still in 2022 promote Lil Cap and Tero's music before things would go all the way left. Moreover, it seems that the young Bloodhounds, including Jeff and Q50, may have even been sliding for Trap City before the falling out. In July 2022, an alleged Trap City member called Buck, or Bucko, was killed during an altercation at a house party in Trap City's hood. While it's unclear what exactly Bucko was killed during an altercation.
One killed two women shooting at a house party in Woodlawn. Several people were at the party inside the house about 2:50 a.m. when someone opened fire. Well, I feel like if you know you're a street nigga, no, if you know you gonna be a street nigga, you know you gonna be in the streets doing what they do, you should know any day could be your last. Like, in the back of your mind, you should be like, yeah, if I go to this party, I could die. That's the thought everybody should have. You're a street nigga in Chicago. Like, if I go out today in the city, I could die. If I go to this McDonald's, I could die. The cleaners, I could die. I wouldn't want to be no street nigga. If I know I can, well, anybody can die every day. But knowing the nigga is looking for you, crazy word.
At a house party in Trap City's hood. While it's unclear what exactly had happened at the house party, it seems that Trap City and the 0679 alliance took Buck's death hard, and they wanted revenge. In a now deleted music video called Op K by Vert and Jeff, which has only been saved in a reaction video by another YouTuber, Vert begins the song rapping how they had gone sliding after Bucko's death, whilst also shouting out both Jeff and Q50. Then, at the end of his verse, Jeff too raps how he's also sliding for Bucko and that the get back had been quick. However, now the young Bloodhounds were all about getting their revenge for Z-Money, and in the following months they would be associated with several murders in online rumors, one of these taking place only a few weeks later, when a young man called Lil Pooh, real name Pierre Boozer Jr., who was allegedly from the hood of the Flipside set where Jeff himself grew up, was gunned down in front of his home in April 2023, all the way in the far south side suburb of Sauk Village. After Pooh's death, Jeff would imply both on social media and in his music that Pooh had allegedly dissed Z-Money Money, and that's why he had lost his life, even seemingly describing waiting for Pooh to return home while laying in the grass of his yard in his song In Your Home that features both Q50 and Vert. Interestingly, Lil Pooh's murder actually connects back to the murder of Bougie, as Lil Pooh's big brother is none other than the 9-5 mob rapper Mark from 9-5. Mark would even make a tribute song to Pooh soon after his death, but this time the song would seemingly have no pointed disses towards any specific set. Now, Mark being Lil Pooh's brother certainly doesn't mean that it was Jeff or other bloodhounds behind this murder, but it certainly adds another layer to the story, as Pooh had now not only allegedly dissed Z Money, but had also been deeply associated with people who were in an active war with the bloodhounds. However, rapper Lou Glock from the Mix Mob set, who is seemingly also related with Lil Pooh, recently called the rumors about the bloodhounds being behind this murder a total fabrication, calling Lil Jeff and the other bloodhounds high school musical rappers who haven't killed any gang members in Chatham. Some Redditors have also pointed out how Jeff couldn't have been behind this murder since he grew up on Flipside and was seemingly close with other Flipside members. Indeed, some months after Pooh's murder in June, one member from Flipside's hood would post himself still hanging out with both Jeff and Q50. But a few months after that, the same member would also post how he only associates with people who are really sliding and has no affiliation with any set, before ending the post saying F Flipside. But what makes this case even more confusing is that one of Lil Pooh's supposed close friends from Flipside, who even had Forever Lil Pooh text in his Instagram profile, would seemingly post an earnest tribute to Lil Jeff following his death. However, it seems that since then, this member has actually completely removed the tribute to Lil Pooh from his Instagram profile, which makes it seem like there may be much more going on behind the scenes than drill fans get to see. Anyway, it seems that the death of Z Money had launched a tidal wave of animosity between the Bloodhounds and anybody who dared come in their way.
So what was the one situation that has occurred in your life that made you say, fuck these niggas?
My homie dad, that's on my face, she's right here.
Z Money?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was super deep after that. Everybody after that.
Okay, I see Z Money on his face as well. Y'all share the same tattoo.
Know that.
So this definitely had to be somebody that meant a lot to both of y'all. How long ago was his passing?
May. Was that last May?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A year ago.
No, March. Yeah, March.
Yeah, that was March. Last March.
And how did this death affect your mentality, brother?
All I see is red.
However, the Bloodhounds weren't the only ones getting active, and it seems that at some point after Z Money's
My nigga look like a scholar. He got the waves with a fresh lineup. He looked like a civilian. Respectful.
murder, Q50 himself would become the target of a shooting, apparently getting shot in his leg, as he would mention in the song Coffin, which released with a music video in June 2023. Q50's mother too would seemingly confirm this shooting happened, as she would write in November 2023 to her social media how she had almost lost her son that year. However, at the time, there appeared to be no indication as to who had been behind the shooting. But that would seemingly change when Tero would drop snippets of his Bloodhound diss on his Instagram, with one of the lines of the song seemingly insinuating that it was Trap City who had gotten Q50 shot.
These niggas steady playing with us like we ain't show you niggas Q50 want to keep running his mouth like me and folks ain't get up with them.
Q52 has continued to reference the shooting in his recent songs, like on the song 762, which would finally be released with a music video in late August 2024. Q50 first begins the song while rapping how he was still spinning while having a crutch, before later returning to the topic and rapping how the ops had thought that he had died after shooting him until he hopped on Instagram Live. The war between these old friends, Trap City and Drill City, or now the Bloodhounds, was now in full effect. But as those of you who would have seen my Lil Jeff video would know, the next victim in this war would be on Trap City's side, and his death becoming one of Lil Jeff's favourites to claim in his music. On the 25th of June, at around 8:55 PM, a 19-year-old Trap City member called Leal, real name Jaleel Goins, would catch a rideshare car on the 1300 block of West Taylor Street, located in the Little Italy neighborhood near the University of Illinois Chicago campus, far away from Trap City's hood. But as Leal had sat down in his rideshare car, someone would quickly approach the car on foot, getting next to the rear passenger window, opening fire.
Loomis and Taylor. Loomis and Taylor, we're getting shots fired. Loomis and Taylor, Taylor and Loomis. Caller heard 6 gunshots. Witness male black wearing black clothing shooting into a white vehicle, possibly a Toyota Camry.
After shooting Leal through the car window, the shooter, who apparently had dreads, would seemingly take off running through an alleyway to get away from the scene.
The male black, all black clothing with dreads, running down the alley westbound. Caller didn't see a weapon on him, but there's windows there shut out.
Meanwhile, the rideshare driver would immediately take off, driving Leal to the nearest hospital, which was less than a mile away. But at that time, it would already be too late, as Leal would be pronounced dead upon arriving to the hospital. And the local ABC 7 News, it would...
Rideshare passenger shot to death near ICU. Hey, man. He's near a school and got smoked. Like, ain't nowhere safe. Ain't nowhere safe. The only safe spot is in the house. only safe spot is in the
already be
fucking
too late,
house.
as Leal would be pronounced dead upon arriving to the hospital, and the local ABC 7 News would be at the scene later that night and the next morning, interviewing the locals who had witnessed the shooting, with one of them explaining how the police may have counted 8 shots in the car window, but she heard more than 20. This perhaps saying something about the type of gun used in the shooting.
Chicago police investigating a fatal shooting yesterday evening. 19-year-old Jaleel Goins was pronounced dead at Rush University Medical Center, but police and nearby residents tell us the incident began in the 1300 block of West Taylor Street, where Goins was a passenger in a rideshare and was shot. Then the rideshare driver drove Goins to the hospital. This woman was outside to meet someone. She tells me she was looking down at her phone, then heard the shots. She thought she had been shot, but she had not.
I'm down there on the ground crying and shaking and stuff. Pow, pow, pow. They said it was like 8 shots. No, I believe it was more than 20.
As for the investigation, Chicago police tell us at this point, no one in custody, no motive.
Yeah, nah. What is their solve rate? What? Chicago homicide solve rate. The department said that saw that higher percentage. 50. This is cap. This is cap. This got to be cap. 51. Got to be cap. 50%? The highest since 2020? I don't know. That seems a little fugazi to
As
me.
I covered in depth in my Lil Jeff video, dissing Leal after his murder would become one of Jeff's favourite pastimes, with Jeff rapping highly incriminating bars like in the track Stretched, where he says he caught someone lacking.
Caught one nigga lacking in a bowl. A bowl is a car with no tents. If you know, you know. He looked up like he saw a fucking ghost. He dead, won't get up no more, he dead, gonna miss him for sure. Oh my.
In a fishbowl, meaning a car with no tints, and saying that Leal looked up like he saw a ghost and he's now dead, as well as rapping that they smoke on Leal in multiple songs. However, Jeff was certainly not the only one, as Q52 would participate in this dissing with glee, like in the song No Tomorrow, released with a music video in April 2024, where Q50 raps how he calls the latest dead guy from Trap City an Uber pack, and he would continue the dissing in his most recent songs like Make It Far, where he rapped that whoever sent Leal a lift should ask if he made it back, and rapping that he's smoking Leal on the song Scarface, as well as on social media, making posts hinting towards something that Lil Jeff had said on songs, saying that Draco made it so Leal never got out the car. But it would be the song Splash Bros, released with a music video in late July 2024, where he would put out the most revealing bar, rapping how Leal had been killed with 7.62 bullets and mentioning him by name. 7.62 caliber bullets come in many lengths and are used in...
You get hit with a 7.62, you're good as gone. Good as gone. Good as gone.
Many different kinds of guns, but they're particularly common bullets for assault rifles such as the world famous AK-47. However, in drill culture, these bullets have become particularly associated with the Draco, which, as I mentioned before, is in fact technically categorized as a pistol, even though it commonly uses these very same bullets as an AK-47 might, and in fact, it looks a lot more compact than the version of its infamous big brother. But what makes Q50's line about Leal getting killed with these particular bullets noteworthy is the fact that none of the news reports about this murder would seemingly mention anything about the type of gun that was used, nor was this fact mentioned by the popular Spot News Twitter account that reports on crime in Chicago based on police radio activity, which Jeff and Q50 have even mentioned many times in their songs. However, as police patrols arrived at the murder scene and in the hospital where Leal had been taken, they would not only find Leal to have a 9mm pistol on him, but they would indeed find what an officer would describe as rifle shell casings on the ground where the shooting had happened.
Here's a unit hospital, what type of weapon it is. We got rifle shell casings over here on Taylor.
1263 Adam.
Ours looks like a Springfield XD, possibly 9mm. We haven't touched it.
They're saying it's a possible 9mm.
That person was in the car with their handgun, but we had a second shooter out here on the street with a rifle.
Alright, so there's a second shooter over there.
Walking around with rifles and shit like.
Now this of course doesn't mean that Q50 took part in this murder, but it wasn't exactly a secret that Jeff in particular was very fond of using the Draco, to the point where he would even get the nickname King Drake. Yet knowing how Q50 likes to seemingly insert real details from real crimes into his lyrics, it's certainly interesting that he would get this fact seemingly correct, and the blasé attitude that he had to rap such details that only the shooters would know is possibly a prime example of self-snitching. But still, it could be a coincidence. But whatever the case may be, it would only be a few months later when the next gruesome shooting would take place, that Q50 is commonly referenced in his songs, the target of this shooting being a much older member of Trap City.
A much older member. The shooting of Glenn, R.I.P. Glenn.
As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, one of the more outrageous bars that Q50 has dropped in his recent solo songs is from the song Splash Bros, where he raps how he shot someone 10 times and that Jeff shot them 5 times.
I gave him 10, Jeff gave him 5, I guess that wasn't enough. 50. A nigga can die off of 1. You gotta give him 15?
Times before literally dropping the name of their victim as an ad-lib, this name being Glenn. Once again, this bar appears to be a reference to a real shooting that took place, the victim of this shooting seemingly being an alleged member of Trap City named Glendale. Glendale, or Glenn, is actually very close and maybe even related with perhaps the most well-known member of Trap City, the alleged killer of Lil Jeff, I Trap Rob, or Trap City Rob, who the internet has painted as being the man who fired the shots from the porch that took Jeff's life. On Thursday the 31st of August 2023, at around 2 PM, Glenn was at a Clark gas station on the intersection of 67th and Eberhart, which is located in Trap City's hood. While seemingly standing at the gas station, someone would approach him and begin shooting, hitting him numerous times.
I'm getting a call of person shot, 517-67 at the Clark, and double check and let me know.
We'll check right now.
Says it's a guy laying on the ground shot. They hung up before any more info. 363 David, around 67 at Eberhart, got a male black shot multiple times.
X-ray 323, I got a name for our victim on 67th Street.
X-ray 323, go with your person shot from 67 info.
First name Glendale. That's George, Lincoln, Eddie, Nora, David, Adam, Lincoln, Eddie. Date of birth is going to be...
Serious, critical at this time?
I'll say critical.
This was another violent day in Chicago, and in the Woodlawn neighborhood alone, 4 people got shot, including a 4-year-old boy, but thankfully, everyone would seemingly survive. Already the next day, Glenn would post on his social media thanking everyone who had checked on him after the shooting. Then a few days later, he would also send a message to everyone that wanted to see him dead, this message likely being pointed particularly towards the Bloodhounds and...
Hold on, a nigga survived? My nigga Superman? What are you... How the hell you walk up on somebody, bah, 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 and the nigga's still alive? It wasn't his time.
23. At around 2 PM, Glenn was at a Clark gas station on
Broad
the intersection
daylight.
of 67th and Eberhart, which is located in Trap City's hood. While seemingly standing at the gas station, someone would approach him and begin shooting, hitting him numerous times.
I'm getting a call of person shot.
What the fuck?
Thank everyone who had checked on him after the shooting. Then a few days later, he would also send a message to everyone that wanted to see him dead, this message likely being pointed particularly towards the Bloodhounds in Drill City, who had previously been close with Trap City, but now wanted them dead. Some months would pass, but then in December 2023, Lil Jeff and Vert would release the song Stretched, together with a music video. Lil Jeff begins his verse by saying how he caught someone lacking at the store and shot him 5 times, after which someone who he calls his cuz gave him 10 more. Notably, the amount of shots mentioned by Jeff is the exact same that Q50 would later say in the song Splash Bros, with Q50 of course being Jeff's actual cousin. It's also worth noting that the Clark gas station where Glenn was shot indeed has a small snack and grocery store. And once again, the dissing would continue a few months later in March 2024 when Jeff, together with JB Bin Laden, would drop a music video for their song Run But Can't Hide. And in his verse, Jeff once again mentions shooting someone outside of a store, this time specifying that this was in broad daylight and that his switch had made his victim use the stop, drop and roll technique that's in case their clothes catch on fire. After Jeff's death, Q50 would join in on the Glenn disses too, with one of his first direct mentions of Glenn in fact being in Jeff's song In Your Home that featured both Q50 and Vert, which was released as part of Jeff's posthumous album Stepping in Blood. And in his verse, Q50 raps how they're going to spin and spin on their ops blocks and how he left a person on the floor before specifying that he's talking about Glenn. And then, in his first solo song after Jeff's death, titled Make It Far, Q50 raps how he's up 8 hats, meaning bodies, but would have been up 10 if 2 of his victims hadn't survived, one of these victims seemingly being Glenn. In fact, Q50 would spin back to reference his 2 victims who got away in the song 762, but this time saying their names, rapping how he would have been up 10 bodies if it wasn't for Glenn and a person named Spoonie surviving. But perhaps the wildest reference that seemingly is about the Glenn shooting is in the song Splash Bros. And I'm not even talking about him mentioning Glenn by name, because later in that...
It seems to me like I gotta listen to Splash Bros, cause they keep going back. He must have been talking crazy. Should have seen his face trying to eat his chips when I bailed out the Maxima.
That song, Q50 raps how you should have seen his victim's face trying to eat chips when Q50 bailed out of a Nissan Maxima. And as it just so happens, the car used by the suspects in Glenn's shooting was indeed that very car model, a Nissan Maxima, with the police even getting the license plate number for that car, but the plates would turn out to be stolen from another vehicle.
For 67th and Everhard, they fled in a gray Nissan, unknown direction.
Gray Nissan fled unknown direction.
Yeah, so we have a play for that gray Maxima Nissan. It's gonna be Frank Paul.
Who the fuck is Frank Paul?
Last thing going southbound on Everhart.
Last seen southbound on Hepperhart from 6-7 is, well, that Frank Paul one comes back to a blue 2022 Toyota, okay?
These are some absolutely wild references to a seemingly real attempted murder case, but once again, it appears that nobody's been arrested, and thus there is seemingly no real evidence to tie anybody to the shooting. Interestingly, after the security video of Jeff's killing would go viral, people on Reddit would begin to track down who was the infamous yellow shorts who Jeff had been trying to shoot down when he was caught off guard and killed himself, with some people actually claiming the yellow shorts to have been none other than Glenn himself, with Jeff then allegedly spinning back almost a year later to try and finish the job. However, there is still seemingly no facts about exactly who the yellow shorts actually was, with even the person that Lil Jeff's alleged killer, iTrap Rob, would claim to be him. This is a guy called Man or Mainski, seemingly turning out not to be the actual yellow shorts. But the crazed Chiracologist would get so confused about the mystery of who was wearing the yellow shorts that day that they would even confuse Glenn and Man to be the same person. Other people have thought the yellow shorts to be a man called Trey, who would post himself with Lil Jeff's alleged killer, iTrap Rob, only a few days after Jeff's death. But astonishingly, Trey is an actual blood brother of Jeff's very close friend and Bloodhound member Vert. This would certainly put Vert in an unbelievably difficult and uncomfortable position after his friend Jeff was killed by friends of a blood relative. But whether Trey was the yellow shorts or not, it's clear that Vert's relationship with his big brother is probably not what it used to be, as Trey would not only pose with Jeff's alleged killer for photos just a few days after his death, but also dissing Jeff in that same post, with this prompting Vert himself to hop on his brother's comments and diss either him, Rob, or both of them. Anyways, about a month after the shooting of Glenn, the luck would seemingly turn for Q50 momentarily, as in late September, he was apparently
Niggas said the look like we're not talking about niggas dying.
arrested by the Chicago police for several serious charges, including a UUW or unlawful use of a weapon and another UUW for an automatic weapon or machine gun. There's been much confusion about his arrest online, as Q50 would be arrested a second time in 2024, with this arrest that time seemingly happening outside the city limits of Chicago, which is likely why that arrest can only be found on Cook County Sheriff's website, not on CPD's, and also why his court location is marked as Skokie, which is outside of Chicago. However, the Cook County website does not list the charges that Q50 was arrested for, therefore we don't know what his most recent charges are yet. But what we do know is that after the reported 2023 arrest, Q50 would seemingly already be released just a few days later, and he would return right back to the streets to cause even more havoc.
You release a demon back on the streets? What is we doing? The shooting of Slide?
As I discussed in depth in my Lil Jeff video, in early 2024, Lil Jeff, together with several other accomplices, would allegedly commit two of their most highly publicized murders, killing two high school students named Monterio Williams and Robert Boston, also known as Monty and Lil Rob, after Monty had allegedly stolen some jewelry from Jeff. These teens were all the way from the west side, but attended a
They fucked with a demon and found out. They fucked with a demon and found out the hard way.
High school in downtown Chicago, where they would be gunned down in a brutal assassination-style attack immediately after leaving their school. And a few weeks later, Lil Jeff would drop his most popular song, titled Ah, the music video for the song now being at 4 million views, with the whole song appearing to be dedicated.
When I speak his only facts, he was screaming ah when he got hit real tough on the net. Now he on the floor looking like a bitch. Just walked in list for 2 has really stepping in blood. Niggas know how he get. He ain't get a chance to run. Can't say that he tripped. Nope. Bounced out with 4 sticks. 2 niggas got hit. His best friend died and he wish he was with him. Won't take too long to the right. Fuck you. Goddamn. That was a lot to read. I ain't gonna lie.
As a diss song towards these two slain teens, with Jeff essentially laying out the details of these murders for the whole world to hear. The popularity of this song would push Lil Jeff's rap career to the next level, and seemingly pushed him to amp up his already out of control antics on social media. Ironically, one of Lil Jeff and Q50's favourite hobbies was seemingly robbing people of their jewelry, and in early May, they would once again catch a new lick, proudly showing their bounty off on social media, with Lil Jeff's hand and his new allegedly stolen watch still having blood on it from seemingly bleeding up or shooting their victim.
I ain't gonna lie, I could have swore I heard Lil Jeff was like, I wouldn't say a bounty hunter, but niggas was paying him to do shit because he was really like that. I don't know if that's true, that's what I heard though.
The victim would turn out to be a man called 6300 Bredo, who Jeff and Q50 would out during one of their many Instagram lives.
I'm gonna show y'all who just got his ass. I'm mad. It wasn't him, but it was his number. I'm gonna show y'all, look. He had on. It's him right here. Ooh, I see it. He ain't had none of this. What a burst was that? What kind of watch Man, look, we exposing this nigga.
Show that dick. We got an AP already, Skull.
I'm having my way in Chicago, Illinois.
Hey man, get the people
They should never been trying to kick it down Atlanta Green. That's it, $10. It cost him his whole hustle career. Everything he worked on.
Q50 would later also talk about this event in his songs, like the song Make It Far, where he raps how they smacked both Bredo and his girlfriend when they robbed him. Bredo is associated with a set called TMC, located on the west side near Marquette Park. This set also having a rapper called TMC Slide, who had been putting out music for several years. Soon, after the alleged robbery, Bredo would go on Instagram Live several times together with his TMC friends like Slide and another rapper called Nutso, seemingly in an effort to save face after this debacle.
Tell them count that up. Screenshot that. Tell them screenshot.
Hey, Bloodhound up $1.
Screenshot that. Hey, don't forget this casket though. Hold on. Oh, good. Yeah. Over good. Yeah.
Open them. Put them in there.
Look what we live out. Hey,
nah, that shit tough. I ain't gonna lie.
I done made it.
Yeah.
You know that, bro.
Yeah. Here now. You gotta go ahead, pal. Here, need to get just gotta start home. Baby, in the Navy, nigga, here, home. I can take it back long. Plus, you know my bag long. I told you not to trust. No, you damn wrong. Oh, turn down. Suck up, burn down. I'm seeing how much playing out. Lay the whole clan down. Leave him with his pants down.
Jeff, Q50 and the Bloodhounds now had a brand new beef on their hands, and just like how things had seemingly gone down with Monty and Rob, things would escalate again very quickly, and just about a week later, something would seemingly happen to TMC Slide, with Q50 hopping on social media to declare that Slide was now deleted and out of the picture. Jeff would even go on Instagram Live around this time, saying that he was now up 11 bodies. However, this would seemingly be around the same time when an alleged member of the 8 Trey mob called Baby KD, real name Khalil Dunbar, would also be killed, and he too would get associated with being one of Jeff's victims in online rumors, but Lil Jeff's Live saying he had 11 bodies could seemingly be claiming either one of them.
Khalil Dunbar 22 was allegedly near the Sunday when he was shot in the neck? The neck? Nigga got... Oh, he was grass. He was grass. There... Yeah.
One of these people.
Hold your wrist up. Hey, when he play this, y'all know the I'm on my toes. 10 million on him.
Fuck. I'm back. I had to get the groceries. Alright, back into it.
Ooh, 2 AP don't play with him. He want That's pretty, man. That's 11. You're gonna be 8 and I'm gonna scan your scary ass to hell.
However, in Slide's case, there would be confusion about what exactly had happened and whether or not Slide was even dead, with Jeff even making a post saying is he dead or alive before saying that he knows the truth but the ops don't want to tell, as well as saying pull the plug, making it seem as if Slide was perhaps only being kept alive with the help of life support. However, Slide would then seemingly return to his social media, posting how he was out of the country on a holiday in the Dominican Republic and telling people to stop calling his phone. However, based on his social media, it seemed like this trip had likely been all the way back in March 2024. But still, someone would also go live on his Instagram account, seemingly whilst being somewhere with palm trees. But interestingly, this person would never show their face to the camera.
It's a clone, it's a ghost. Y'all ain't talking about though. Yeah, this Glide, this the clone. This Slide V2. Y'all first one up, remember?
On another nigga Instagram Live is corny as hell.
Let me pin your comment, cause you a goofy. Right, they talking about Slide got killed, Slide this, Slide that. Slide is on live right now, out the country. You broke ass ain't got a passport. What the f are you talking about? Y'all, so y'all did something to who?
Meanwhile, Jeff would keep trolling Slide, going live from LA where he was on a trip with Vert and Lil Scoom, saying how he hadn't heard from Slide since he had crashed into a building, this seemingly being one of the first clues about what had actually happened to him, as well as once again saying to pull the plug on his life support.
I ain't heard from that Slide, man, since he crashed into that crib, man. Live got bro from life support.
Oh, wow.
I say, all my pain keep me going. Slide getting annoying. I just want to see them pull the plug. I want to see them go from life support.
You gotta be a demon, bro. He's talking about pulling a nigga from life support while singing that shit. That's a fucked up individual. He's cooked in the head. He's crazy.
They don't respect me no more.
This nigga is
They
singing
don't love
that
me
shit.
no more. They ain't feeling my song. Is he dead or alive? I don't know what I'm lying. Cause you know that he died. But they steady lying. They keep trying to keep it quiet.
But that shit kind of hard though. I ain't gonna lie.
Know that I'm gonna slide. Know I'm down the ride. They pop my pants. Man, he ain't die. Something. I'm in the sky. I'm in LA right now.
At the end of May, Q50 would once again post on his story saying that people are delusional and they should stop acting like Tupac is still alive. He would also update his body count, saying on a Facebook post how he's now up 8, whilst back in March 2024, his kill count had seemingly still been at 7. At the time, it wouldn't yet be clear if he was referring to KD or Slide, but this would seemingly change when Q50 would drop the song Make It Far, where he raps how he now has 8 bodies, even though people are still trying to claim his last victim as alive, with this
bitch ass pending because he's supposedly on life support, but he's pinned.
being a rather obvious reference to Slide. In June, Vert2 would join in on dissing Slide, posting a story on his IG, asking Slide to post a picture or something to prove that he's still alive and well. However, once again, Slide's Instagram account would come back to life as someone would post a story asking why people think he's dead, as well as pointing out that no media outlet such as the legal help firm Facebook page that posts a lot of people that have been killed in Chicago had posted anything about Slide. However, someone would comment on a post about Slide's social media posting that his sister knowed Slide's family and that he was indeed fighting for his life, and that it was in fact Slide's brother who was using his Instagram account. And then, as Q50 would begin posting more music around July 2024, as well as many of his songs getting leaked, there would be an abundance of new Slide disses dropping too. In the song Splash Bros, he would rap about how Slide had seemingly gotten shot a month ago, and that since then he hadn't been talking. This song then likely having been made around mid-June. In his next officially released song First Day Out, Q50 would claim that Slide had gotten shot before crashing his car, and in a leaked song with Lil Scoom titled Bad Boy, he would seemingly reveal that Slide had gotten shot with a 10mm pistol. And while in another leaked song titled Scarface, together with the Philly rapper Hood Tali, he would make perhaps his most revealing claim, rapping how the trenches know who had shot Slide, before saying how the fact that people are claiming that he's still alive is really bothering him. Meanwhile, members of TMC would do a Hood vlog with On a Couch TV, where they would also comment on Slide's current situation, seemingly admitting that he had indeed gotten shot, but also saying that he's still alive and doing good, as well as implying that the Bloodhound
Cause that nigga's pending.
Well, speaking on that too, like recently it been a lot of controversy over somebody named Slide from TMC. The fans wanted me to ask y'all like, what's up with that? Cause they see him posting on Instagram, but a lot of people be trolling.
Let me say something. Look, steady trolling and bringing up Slide name. Cause look, folks up dog. You see what I'm saying? Folks a lot of different. They ain't got shit else to do. You see what I'm saying? So they ain't got as much money as folks. They ain't deal with folks and did. You feel me?
Yeah, cause I even seen a video on YouTube, but I'm going live. I'm like,
look, they gonna keep bringing folks' name up, folks. They gonna keep doing all type of. But folks good though. Ain't nothing wrong with folks. Folks good though.
Yeah, that's that scooter.
That's scooter. Steady doing that. We in Chicago, bro. Everybody get shot, bro. It's shopping, okay? Everybody get shot. Bro, my kid, everybody don't got 400,000-500,000.
What happened to they homies though? They troll Slide, but they homies is dead on folks. Like, come on, gang.
Just be clowns, man.
Folks still alive, breathing, talking. They homies can't do none of that type of.
And so at that point, you feel like it'd be like the internet. They probably geek people up out
The
here.
internet got these people brains, man.
The internet got these. The internet got these whole mind f***ed up, bro. These do anything. Why'd you stay speaking on name on internet anyway? Like, why is you on the internet doing all that? We don't overdo that, please. I don't be trolling. I don't do that, bro. I don't be trolling. I don't even play like that.
I'm trolling that because we gonna keep their last
Nah, baby bro be over trolling that. But look, I don't be really, playing with these like they.
After all this time, it's still not clear what had happened to Slide, and news reports and even platforms like Spot News seem to have gotten very little information that would help clarify this mystery. Moreover,
so this nigga still AFK? Bro, still AFK to this day? September 13th? He's still AFK.
Slide's friends and even family appear to be completely radio silent on social media when it comes to his current situation, although what can probably be inferred is that Slide is likely facing some kind of life-altering injury. But while the Bloodhounds were still gleefully trolling Slide and implying that they were behind his sudden disappearance, they too would suddenly experience two enormous losses back-to-back, losing both of their biggest rappers in a very short span of time during the bleak summer of 2024.
Scoom and Jeff. Shit, tragic.
After spending 3 years waging war in Trap City and beyond, and after allegedly claiming the lives of 11 people, unfortunately for the Bloodhounds, in early June the now infamous day would come when Lil Jeff would lose his life while once again sliding on his most personal rivals, Trap City, and getting gunned down by an unknown person.
If you ain't seen it, watch it. Now, I'm not saying he should be dead, but like, he was about that life. 100% Lil Jeff was about that action. Watch the video, you gonna know about that action. Chasing niggas. He just got, he just got hit back. But he was chasing niggas. He went out like a real street nigga like he portrayed.
Whilst chasing the man wearing yellow shorts into a house. Now, if you want the full breakdown of the death of Lil Jeff, go and check out the full documentary I made about his life. But as already mentioned in the intro, Q50 was allegedly right there with Jeff, with the surveillance video allegedly capturing him casually shooting into the car that would attempt to exit the scene just as the shooting began. That car was driven by a woman who would then seemingly contact the police after crashing her car about 2 miles drive away from the scene.
I gotta use you for this covert mission because we got a victim saying that she was shot at 6-7 in Rhodes. Her car is damaged. I'm trying to see what unit from 7 is sitting with her. She's at 6-7 in Halstead right now. I'm trying to get more information from her. They gonna take the crash because she crashed at 6-7 in Halstead, but they need a car over there to verify that she was involved in the shooting or not.
The woman would seemingly also tell police that she had witnessed the shooting and that she was willing to cooperate with them.
321, you want us to take her to 3 or public questionnaire, or what do you guys want us to do with her?
She said she did witness the shooting, right?
10-4, she saw people that jumped off the vehicle and she was there when it happened.
Did you want her to take her up to 3, this witness, because she did witness the shooting and she's cooperating?
I mean, if she's cooperating, then I'm assuming her car doesn't work at the moment because of the accident.
321, is that correct? Her vehicle's not working?
All right, so if they just want to bring her back here, we can grab everything that we need, and then maybe we can get her a ride home if she needs one, then that's not a problem.
Meanwhile, Q50 and the other Bloodhounds would allegedly take Jeff's body to a nearby hospital, where Q50 would allegedly be captured by the security camera in the same outfit from the drill, carrying Jeff with another man who couldn't be identified. But there was nothing to be done, and Jeff would already be dead on arrival.
Yeah, last name gonna be Harris, Jeffrey, July 12, 2002.
That's the DOA?
Yeah.
The fate of the man wearing the yellow shorts, on the other hand, was seemingly unclear, even for the police, at least immediately following the shooting, as there appeared to be confusion whether there even was a second person shot or not.
If I'm not mistaken, the second person shot has nothing to do with us. We only got the one GSW that just became a 0110.
Okay, do you guys have
Nigga went out on a drill.
So like it's in the district car, or it's not for CPD?
When I talked to my car that was at the hospital earlier, they said that there was another officer there, but I can confirm for you and see if they make sure that there's an actual officer there for that second GSW.
Okay, Temper, I haven't gotten any more calls from the hospital, but Providence is calling now as well. They want to know what we're doing with the car for my first person shot. Says it's still there, blocking traffic.
All right. So the GSW to the chest, clearly that's the current one that we're on that 324 has for the paper. The other victim was our GSW from earlier from Provident, and then they transported themselves again to UFC. Apparently he walked off and didn't want help. That is that gentleman's car that is left at Provident. He wanted nothing to do with it. He just walked away from us. He wanted no services at all. And then the paper car from that, which is 13, they're going to see if they have maybe a number from somebody who was on scene. They don't know if they do. But other than that, the car was released per the detectives. The car is not blocking because I was able to drive past it.
But after Jeff's death, the Bloodhounds would react on social media, with Vert saying how he'll cry later, while seemingly implying that now was time for revenge. While Lil Scoom would post how Lil Jeff's death didn't even feel real. Q50, meanwhile, would make several social media posts in the days following Jeff's death, seemingly saying how Jeff had told him that the gang life wasn't good.
It's tragic, but it's not tragic. Like, I don't want to be fucked up. It's tragic, but it's not tragic. It's like, he tried to kill somebody. not his 4K, but we all saw bro try to slide on the nigga, and he just got clipped back.
Going to do nothing but turn him worse, and that he's done crying and will do what Jeff had told him to do. But whether this meant doing music and getting rich or continuing sliding on the ops is unclear. Q50 would also say how he and Jeff had done everything together, from girls to robbing to seemingly killing people, and that he's built for this life and will perform for Jeff, as well as making a truly telling post saying how Jeff had died just how he wanted to, chasing his ops. A few weeks later, it would be time for Jeff's funeral, where the Bloodhounds, Drill City, and their affiliates would seemingly be in full attendance, including people like Vert, Scoom, JB Bin Laden, MTV Cash, and the NLMB rapper Big Op. Soon after, Jeff's posthumous album Stepping in Blood would drop, with guys like G Herbo, who would also feature on the album, posting a tribute to Jeff. The album would also drop through Herbo's good friend and fellow NLMB veteran Lil Bibby's Grade A Productions label, foreshadowing how Q52 would eventually sign with the same label. But meanwhile, the Bloodhounds' biggest ops, Trap City, who had allegedly just killed one of the Bloodhounds' most important members in self-defense, would begin to understand that the limelight was also on them now, and they would begin to engage in the beef much more publicly. Spearheaded by the alleged Lil Jeff Killer and the leader of the new Unk Gang movement against the young pill-snorting street demons, I-Trap Rob, who despite being much more mature and peace-pushing in his overall message, would also post how he can't wait until all the Bloodhounds are dead. One of the alleged Yellow Shorts candidates, Man or Mainski, would post how they stood on business for his little brother, which is likely a reference to Leal, but also saying how they won't stop until the rest of the Bloodhounds are dead. The same message would also appear to be echoed by the young Trap City rapper Tero, who would even release a song with a music video titled Dead Troll, with that title being an obvious reference to Lil Jeff. And in the song, Tero raps how someone thought he was bulletproof but died off the first shot, and that their ops better fall in line because the last guy who tried to slide didn't make it, as well as saying that the dummy died on the hit and calling him Bugs Bunny. Tero would also post a story on his Instagram about how he wants all the Bloodhounds gone and how people's favorite rapper is now pending, which would likely be a reference to Q50 in particular, because about a month after Jeff's death, in early July, Q50 would begin his now much more serious solo rap career, dropping the music video for his new song Make It Far. The song would start with an audio recording of Jeff seemingly dissing Leal, with Q50 repeating the same lines about the Draco making sure his ops didn't make it out the car. The song would open with what would become Q50's most infamous lyric, where he openly claims to have killed 8 people, rapping, "They like, damn 50. Is you really up 8 hats? I would have been up 10, 2 of them ain't checked." And the song would be laced wall to wall with violent bars where Q50 would refer to various ops by name, many of those lyrics having been mentioned earlier in this video. The song had a booming yet haunting beat, which was the exact kind of aggressive but laid back style that fans of Jeff and the Bloodhounds were now fiending for. Make It Far would quickly garner hundreds of thousands of views in just days, and today it's past 1 million views in less than 2 months. This being something that even Lil Jeff wasn't able to do whilst he was alive, showing that Q50 was now the leading rapper from the Bloodhounds, and also showing that Jeff's death and the infamy that followed as people would learn about his story was now pushing the popularity of Q50's music to completely new levels. Q50 was also clearly making more effort on the mic, and the overall production quality had improved greatly from his first songs. However, despite Q50 grabbing the torch from Jeff as the most lit rapper affiliated with the Bloodhounds, unfortunately, only a few days later, the Bloodhounds would experience another enormous loss, this being one of the other most buzzing rappers associated with their block, as their close friend and affiliate Lil Scoom would be gunned down around midnight on the 7th of July.
Lil Scoom got lined by fucking, if I'm not mistaken, Nene Brooks. Yup. I think she was doing bro hair and lined that nigga.
July, a few hours after seemingly visiting a house on the 700 block of 89th Place, which is located about an 11-minute drive west from Lil Scoom's hood at 89th and Burley, the house also being close to the old Burnside stomping grounds of Lil Jeff. A security camera footage of this visit would later get leaked online, showing an annoyed and perhaps somewhat nervous-looking Scoom arriving on the porch of the house together with a male friend and 2 other people, one of these being a woman who attempts to let them in the house without seemingly having the keys. If the time on the camera is correct, this would have been around 9:21 p.m. Then, at around 11:50 p.m, the police would get an alert of shots fired near the house that Scoom had apparently visited.
We're getting 24 rounds, 655 East 89th Place, multiple shooter, high capacity, and a second shot fired for an additional 7 rounds at the same address, all coming from the side of the building.
Soon after, the police would get notified of a man with gunshot wounds sitting in an Uber about a 0.8-mile drive away from the scene. This person, who would turn out to be the friend of Lil Scoom, would tell the police that there's another person shot at the scene of the shooting. However, this is where events turn somewhat strange, because as the officers would seemingly arrive at the scene of the shooting about 6 minutes after getting the first notifications of shots fired, at least one suspect would seemingly still be at the scene and would begin to shoot in the direction of police before running away.
4264 6-4 squad, just confirming.
Nigga shooting at the cops, though. He was on time, man.
Is that Ethan?
Charlie.
Just watch the 6-5. Just. Oh, try to please. 89, please.
10-1, 8-9 in St. Lawrence. Shots fired at the police. 8-9 in St. Lawrence.
Nigga having a shootout with the cops. What the?
700 East 89th Place. 10-1, they're shooting at the police.
10-1, they're shooting at the police. 700 East 89th Place. They're shooting at the police. Need more cars over there. 700 East 89th Place. They're shooting at the police. 10-1.
And anytime police get shot at, there will generally be numerous patrol units arriving at the scene shortly. And this was seemingly no exception, as more police cars would immediately be sent to that location. Unfortunately, soon after this, the police would find Scoom laying on the ground near the possible location of the house seen in that security footage, with several gunshot wounds to his chest.
6-4, have another.
Damn.
Alright.
Lil Scoom was tough, too. So, boom. The Nene Brooks lined him. Then fled the city. That's what I heard. She had fled. She was trying to flee the city. Like, she was at the airport same day. How you lie to somebody and you leaving your city? You not about the life. Like,
What is a good address?
727 East 89th Place.
727 East 89th Place for a person shot. We'll get the ambulance rolling.
We got a male, black. He's unresponsive.
The police would then begin a systematic search of the area to find the suspect or suspects who had just taken off.
630 Adam.
630 Adam.
Well, let's set up a perimeter. Let's have everybody get 3 to 4 blocks north, south, east, and west. Let's do a systematic search.
But then things would keep getting stranger, as the police were then notified that the possible suspect was still on the same street, only about 0.1 miles away from the shooting scene, reloading his gun in front of a building.
And for the units on scene for the 10-1, we got another call for the 10-1 at 619 East 89th Place.
so the nigga, boom, 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 smoked Lil Scoom, did all that. Wait till the cops came. Shot at the cops, ran down the block, reloaded this gun, and was about to come back. Crash out.
Male black with a white do-rag, dark sweatshirt, standing in the doorway of the building, reloading. He shot at the police. So you guys use caution for 619 East 89th Place. Is a male black reloading a gun per citizen wearing a dark sweatshirt with a white do-rag on his head, standing in the doorway. 619 East 89th Place.
Now, one would think that with all the police seemingly now at the scene, surely this suspect would be arrested promptly, but this was not the case, and the police were still not able to capture him, and they would continue combing through the area, where they would soon locate bullet cartridges at the shooting scene, with at least some of these being rifle rounds, likely indicating that this had been an orchestrated attack, and not, for example, a sudden argument leading to a shooting.
Charlie, we got a few rounds in the intersection of 89th and Langley, and there's also rifle rounds in front of 652 East 89th Place, just for officer safety.
The police would also find out that Scoom and his friend had been able to get in an Uber before the shooting began, with the friend seemingly being able to escape in the Uber, while Scoom would unfortunately not be as lucky, as he would later pass away at the University of Chicago Medical Center, the same hospital where Jeff had been taken.
Hey squad, these two people that were shot are in relation from the same area where the shots at the police were. They were picked up by Uber at 701 East 89th Street, so be careful in that area as well.
Meanwhile, more calls would keep coming in. There now also being sightings of multiple suspects who had been wearing ski masks right next to the house that Scoom and his friend had seemingly visited, as well as sightings of two of the suspects chasing someone on the street.
Alright, the description that we got for that 619 East 89th Place was a male black with a white do-rag, dark sweatshirt, standing in the doorway of the building. And then we got a second call, 701 East 89th Place, for three males outside with black Durango, near a black Durango, wearing ski masks, one hand on a gray shirt.
What time did that call with the Durango and the three guys come out?
We got that one at 2352 for the Durango and the three guys, and then we got another call for East 7 and Cottage that just came out at 3 minutes after midnight. This one said that there was two guys with one gun. They were chasing someone. A male black wearing all white had the gun. The other male black had on a tracksuit. They ran towards Cottage, 731 East 89th Place. The offenders were standing there. One with the gun was wearing all white.
10-4 was most likely the one that shot direction of the police.
All right, so the male in the black tracksuit and the one male wearing all white were most likely offenders that were shooting at the police. They were last seen at 731 East 89th Place per a citizen that called this in.
Some time would pass, and the police would then get information from a witness that a car was circling the area, with someone yelling from the car, possibly looking for the suspects in order to pick them up. The location of this sighting once again being only around 0.1 miles away from where Scoom had been found, and the behavior of the driver perhaps indicating that this may have only happened after the suspects had shot at the police and ran away from the scene.
Yeah, we were walking around the alley, We heard somebody scream, came out. Witnesses told me that at the 700 block of 90th Street, black car just came, screamed, and then continued driving. So possibly looking for our offenders.
Yo, these niggas can't catch or solve nothing. They can't do shit. These niggas can't do nothing. Like, bro's around the corner. Y'all couldn't find him. Like,
trying to pick him up or something, so keep an eye out.
Alright, 10-4. Alright, for the units I'm seeing over there, X-ray 642 per citizen was walking around the alley near the 700 block of 90th Street. There's a black sedan that's circling the area, screaming out, I guess possibly looking for the offenders to try and pick them up, guys, so use caution.
But even with all of this information, no suspects would be captured and the case seemingly remains open. However, in online rumors, certain people have been connected to the case, particularly a girl called Nene, who some claim to be the fourth person in the porch video who can be seen looking at their phone behind the others. Soon after Scoom's death, screenshots would begin to be posted on sites like Reddit, seemingly showing the girl whose house Scoom had been in, exposing Nene for setting Scoom up, saying how Scoom had come to her to get his hair done, seemingly accompanied by his friend and that girl Nene, who had then allegedly behaved weirdly, sneaking often to the bathroom to allegedly text Scoom's killers. Screenshots would also be posted allegedly showing how Nene was scared for her life now and planning to leave Chicago. And not long after, there would be an update of Nene allegedly posting herself on an aeroplane with the caption, "New Life." However, not everyone on Reddit was buying this theory, and some would argue that Nene was only being used as a scapegoat to distract from the real perpetrators. Other rumors about the murder seem to place the blame particularly on a set called Risky Road, who were located around 104th and Maryland in the North Pullman neighborhood and the far south side area. This is in fact the hood where incarcerated rapper Rondo No. 9 is originally from, and it appears that Risky Road and the Bloodhounds have been having some kind of beef even before Jeff's murder, as one of their most popular rappers called Risky Bands would post some stories in early June dissing Q50 by claiming that he had gotten the Bloodhound member Hothead beaten up in prison. There would also be some rumors that Scoom or the Bloodhounds may have had something to do with one of Risky Road's members getting killed, Scoom's murder then allegedly being a getback for this. Then, already the following day after Scoom's murder, Risky Bands would make a cryptic post that some Redditors would read as him claiming Scoom's murder. Soon, more rumors would come out pointing the finger at Risky Road, but to be clear, for now there is seemingly no credible evidence against Nene, Risky Road, or anyone else for that matter. As Q50 would find out about Scoom's passing the next day, he would simply post WTF on his Instagram story along with a picture of the two together, likely reflecting just how dumbfounded he was to find out he had now lost two of his best friends in just 1 month's time. About a week later, Q50 would drop a music video for the song 333 that also featured posthumous verses from Lil Jeff and Scoom, with the whole song and video recorded before their deaths. 333 would end up getting Q50 his first million views in less than 1 month, and despite all the losses he was facing, Q50 wasn't slowing down, dropping the music video for the song Splash Bros just 2 weeks later, this one now being over 1 million views too. Splash Bros started with another tribute to Jeff, with Q50 saying "Long live King Draco" and saying rather menacingly, "Long live my brother, he probably killed your brother." And the track had back-to-back violent bars all about specific crimes, which we've already discussed earlier in this video. Now, Splash Bros is one of my favorite Q50 songs and has a surprisingly upbeat melody and beat which comes in stark contrast to Q50's violent lyrics, making for a uniquely bipolar listening experience that gets you in a mellow mood until you tune in and listen to the violent disrespect that is actually appearing in the lyrics. Q50 was now one of the hottest artists coming out of Chicago, but unfortunately there appeared to be some internal friction within the Bloodhounds, as the fans would soon notice that Q50 had seemingly stopped following Vert on Instagram. Vert would also make a post saying that he doesn't have a manager, which would make some people seemingly think that he had been dropped by the same management that was now handling Q50's career. Soon, Reddit would be filled with different theories as to why the two begun beefing. Some were claiming that Vert was being too close with his old friends from Trap City, as there would even be an alleged phone conversation between Vert and Jeff that would be leaked, where Vert would appear to say that he missed his...
Niggas really be on Reddit and Twitter coming up with conspiracies, a whole bunch of theories. And that should be far from the truth. Really sitting here typing, yeah, he did this, they not fucking with each other because he betrayed them, they got too close, and he fucked his baby mama, so he really didn't fuck with them no more. Whole time, not even true.
His friends from Trap City, which Jeff would surprisingly agree with, before Vert even seemingly saying that they were now even with Trap City, which seems to point to the murders of Z Money and the revenge killing of Lil.
What we gonna do? We down there, we finna, you know, we got that loan, ooh, food, you know? TK nigga, the real one. So look, Mike, we do. Man, look, I'm not gonna get at to nobody. Look, that's us. But look, dude, I was just talking to my peoples. But look though, like I ain't gonna lie, I missed the hood for we not finna be killing each other, none of that, folks.
I told you, he sent me that DM. He posted me on my talking about what is still love, you still good. Yeah. You know, I feel good. It is what it is though, cause they got me much still.
Like that, we really, if you really think about it, on what though, that's even.
Others, on the other hand, would resort to trolling, with a rather random meme about Vert smelling bad taking off on Reddit and social media like wildfire, as people would begin to make funny posts about other bloodhounds supposedly reacting to Vert's funky odor during interviews and music videos.
Nah! Nigga scratching his head.
Would eventually comment on their relationship during an Instagram live, saying that Vert is his brother and they'll never fall out, but he'd just been mad at him about something for a moment.
Hey, look, all that verse, my brother gang. Stop all that. I'm not into it, my brother, man. What's wrong with y'all, folks? My dead homie. That is my brother gang. Yeah, never fall out over shit. I just was mad at folks for a little bit, that's all.
It seems that the two are back on good terms now, and Q50 is back following him on Instagram. Meanwhile, in late July, Q50 would be arrested, sending the Reddit and social media into a frenzy, as people thought that he was finally getting caught up for all the murders he was claiming in his songs and on social media. Things would be particularly confusing, as people would take his seemingly earlier 2023 charges from CPD's website, but apply them to the latest arrest, even though the Cook County Sheriff's website that lists his recent arrest doesn't include any details about his charges. People would also get confused by the fact that he had no bond, thinking that this was a sign of how serious his charges were, without realizing that Illinois had in fact ended the cash bail system already in September 2023, this in fact happening even before Q50's first arrest later that same month. Even Q50's ops were rejoicing, with one Trap City member posting, "Let's see if you can fight," together with Q50's mugshot, while a 9-5 mob member would post how he's going to do something dumb just so he can get into the county jail to fight with Q50. But then, strangely, only a few days after his arrest, Q50 would be back in the streets like nothing had happened, and only about a week later, he would drop another song with a music video, aptly titled First Day Out. The music video beginning with pictures of social media posts about his arrest before showing him walking out of the Cook County jail. Q50 would then begin his verse using his now trademark catchphrase, "They like damn 50, whilst commenting on some of the wildest rumors that he had been arrested for a murder, saying his ops wished he was in jail for longer because they hate to see him free. He would then continue his other new trademark style by dropping names of numerous ops that the Bloodhounds had allegedly done something to, such as a Trap City member called T3, who Q50 would claim had gotten hit with a switch, another Trap City member called VI, who he would claim had gotten his kit or jewelry taken from him, and then of course a reference to murdered Trap City member Leal, as well as throwing a bonus diss towards the recently killed member of the 800 set called TJ, who had been beefing with the Bloodhounds before his death. Q50 would also seemingly diss TMC Slide and a rapper called Trey Trey, or FBG Trey Trey, but this FBG isn't standing for FBG Duck's Flyboy gang, but actually the Free Band gang, as Trey Trey was also signed to none other than Atlanta Auto-Tune legend Future, before he and his friends would get into a deadly shootout on a freeway that would end in a crash, causing Trey Trey to lose his life in August 2023. Trey Trey was allegedly affiliated with a set called 10 Gang, also known as JMG or FBE, who are affiliated with some of the Bloodhounds' biggest ops, such as 8 Trey Mob, Evans Mob, and 9-5 Mob. Q50 would also aim his disses towards Lil Scoom's alleged killers, as he would rap how it's long live Scoom and how he's going to kill a girl. This being a rather obvious diss towards that girl Nene, who had allegedly backdoored Scoom. This would also be around the time when many of Q50's old and new songs would begin leaking, one of these being a song titled Grade O, where Q50 would now aim his disses towards the Risky Road set, who had allegedly been the gunman behind Scoom's murder, rapping how he's driving through the hundreds trying to shoot a Risky Road member. The hundreds being an area in Chicago's South Side named after the street numbers that are literally in the hundreds, such as the 104th and Maryland that the Risky Road set claim. The music video for the First Day Out song would once again gather hundreds of thousands of views, and it seems that Q50 is now well on his way to becoming the next big thing out of Chicago. But with the amount of dissing that he's doing and the enemies that he's making, it truly seems that him staying in Chicago can only end one of two ways. Bloodhound Lil Jeff left a menacing legacy in drill music in an incredibly short space of time. His brash claims of 11 bodies, which were seeded in his genuinely good rap songs, will likely fuel all kinds of theories and comparisons for years to come. But it's the way that Jeff lost his life that truly solidified his disturbing
went out
legacy,
like a real nigga.
trying to kill
He went out how he
someone
wanted to.
just like he'd rapped about for the whole world to see. Lil Jeff truly lived what he rapped. and ultimately, his story ended in a way that was entirely predictable in hindsight. But the case of Q50, on the other hand, is much more perplexing. The fact he's running around Chicago, regularly releasing music which claims openly that he's killed 8 people is wild. Even more crazy, the fact that he was arrested briefly at the height of his attention following Lil Jeff's death and then swiftly released is even more confusing. Ultimately, Q50 is living a modern-day outlaw story in 2024. And while as a fan of his music, I certainly hope that he can continue using his talent to make art about his life that gives an insight into a unique lifestyle on the fringes of society, but I'm saddened by the fact that we all know that the street life can only end one of 2 ways, especially when you've got 8 bodies. And while it's easy now, after being completely desensitized to the outrageously high body counts of people like Lil Jeff, compared to 11, 8 murders somehow seems tame. And I'm not glorifying it or
somehow seems tame. These niggas are serial killers. Like,
belittling the value of those 8 people that lost their lives, but it really goes to show you just how far the senseless devaluation of human lives has gotten in Chicago. Once was a time when King Von was the pinnacle of killer rapper, with his open claims of 7 bodies lighting the entire rap game on fire with theories about whether or not he really did it. But nowadays, the idea of Q50 having 8 bodies is not just believable, but not even that shocking. As I said, the street life can only end one of 2 ways when you're this deep in the violence, but it's very possible that in Q50's case, he may end up proving to be the counterpart to Lil Jeff's story, because if the notoriously lax Chicago police can catch up with him before his ops do, he very well may end up spending the rest of his days behind bars and bearing the consequences of this lifestyle that Lil Jeff
they ain't saw this shit. He good. Hey, shout out Trap Lord Ross with the bang. Shout out him because he be taking his time with these motherfuckers. Hey, if you made it this far, comment what was your favorite part. Yeah, I don't know.